So we've preheated our oven to 200 degrees, and you're going to do that and then wash your hands. First we'll prepare the fruit. We're going to have 100 grams. I've chosen some dates and pear, and then we have the dry ingredients, and that's 130 grams of self-raising flour, and we have baking powder, which is just 1 teaspoon, and caster sugar, which is 50 grams. Okay, and then we'll put the egg. See that? We put the egg and mix it into the measuring jug, and we'll then add in the other wet ingredients, which is 45 milliliters of vegetable oil and 120 milliliters of milk. And then the wet ingredients goes into the dry, and then we'll spoon it out into the cases in the muffin tray, using the cases to keep everything clean. And we're going to add any toppings we want, and then that's going to bake for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes in the oven, and then we clean up. Okay, so we'll get going. So we've got the 130 grams of self-raising, and I'll open the baking powder pot. Now, self-raising flour should be self-raising. However, because we're including some heavy ingredients, we need to release the carbon dioxide through using this, and that will make the muffins a better consistency and lighter. So just sprinkle that on, and of course we need to add in the sugar, which is about 50 grams, and that will help. Sugar helps distribute the moisture around. So that's the dry ingredients. And now to the wet ingredients. Okay, after I've handled the egg, I need to wash my hands. It's to avoid cross-contamination. So, okay, and at that point I would go wash my hands. So I'm going to then just go on to whisk it. Okay, add in the 120 milliliters of semi-skimmed milk and the 45 milliliters of oil. And just mix it in. Okay. Point we have dry mixture and wet mixture. So we're eventually going to scrape the sides of the dry mixture so there's nothing attached to the base of the mixing bowl. But first I'm going to swirl in that wet mixture, and then just turn the bowl, have the spoon in it, pull up all the mixture from the bottom so there's no dry mixture left. It should take you about 30 seconds. See, just pulling it, twisting my wrist, and all the dry mixture. It will be lumpy, that's fine. So no dry mixture left. Okay. Right. And now I'll add in my prepared fruit. So there's my pears, pre-cut, and some dates. I'll just break them off to about 4. Do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quite messy. I should have cut these. It's getting a bit messy on my fingers. Right. So at that point I'll wash my hands, because anything messy will just make it more difficult at the end to wash up. So I'll take a pause, wash my hands, and come back and then show you the next bit about placing all that in the cases before we place them in the oven. So now I'll just mix in that fruit a bit more. We don't want to overdo it. We want to keep it nice and light, because we have the self-raising flour, the baking powder to help give it rise, and the sugar. The sugar helps distribute the moisture. Right. Okay. And now I'm just going to hold the bowl in one hand, and I'm going to scoop. I'm not going to use a wooden spoon because it feels a bit clumsy. So I put the wooden spoon in the measuring jug. I'll take a regular metal spoon and I can just scoop this, place it in, scoop more, let it drop off a little bit so you don't get it over the tin. So I'm going to keep scooping, try not to get it over the tin because that's going to be more difficult to clean afterwards. Okay, let it drip a bit and put it in. Now if it gets stuck like this, what I'm going to suggest is you take one of these in your hand and then you take the mixture and then you place it in like that. Leave the spoon there, put it down. So take one of these, put more of that mixture in while it's in my hand. That's the better method. Place it down, pick one up, hold the mixing bowl on the side, pick it up, place it in. Okay, leave the spoon, don't let the spoon drop. Lift this out. Now as you can see, this is making about, oops, drop that in, I won't use that one. Take a new one. If you want help, we'll just call over. So this is making, as you can see, about 6 good ones. The original recipe I think was double. Okay, place that in. And one more. It makes about 6 good size muffins. Okay. So there's my 6 muffins. I'm going to transfer them to the oven and we're going to bake for 20 minutes. Your job is to, one person puts the oven gloves on and the other person holds the door. Person with the oven gloves on puts these in the top and middle shelves. You go.